stare at your obese girlfriend or fantasizing that you actually want to be a 17-year-old, Asian anime girl. I don't know. Maybe this will float your boat just a little bit. If manhandling your your extra man meats down there isn't dripping off the pounds the way they actually should be, they actually have Weight Watchers for the Nintendo DS. You go online, you can go and get a whole bunch of point values. I mean, I don't do Weight Watchers. Lord knows if I did, I'd probably just blow away in the breeze with the trench coat. But nonetheless, it's Weight Watchers for the Nintendo DS. So, if all you hardcore, all your hardcore anime, masturbating monkeys out there, if that ain't shedding the pounds, maybe eating right and doing valid exercise will work. And if you have to go and boast that you're using your Nintendo DS to do it, so be it. Go for it. I honestly have to say this has to be one of the most useful and inspiring applications I've ever seen homebrew-wise. Trying to get fat-ass gamers to quit being fat asses, but not to quit being gamers. Well, you can't solve all the world's problems, at least you can get half of them. What the hell would homebrew be without emulation at all? And we all know I'm a huge NES fan. And this is NES DS. And I wonder what it does. Perhaps it's an NES emulator? Perhaps. Okay, this you have to patch with DLDI support, so you gotta make sure you get that up and running. I've been into NES emulation for about 10 years now, and this is the first time I've actually seen an emulator that does something that no other does. Okay? Of course, we have the fast forward. We all know about fast forward. Does save states, does load states. Has a debug window that lets you see all the data going across the system. Shows a lot of potential for some ROM hacking. But it has this emulator has something that no other has. Rewind! Yeah, that's right. This emulator has rewind. After so many years, I thought I've seen it all, and you can't add any more features into an emulator. Lo and behold, they've got one more. Rewind. Of course, you got different filter effects, and you can alter the input buttons and all that such, but, nonetheless, this has to be one of the best emulators I've seen for a handheld device ever. And of course, we have the trustful and faithful SNES emulator. Now, it's not completely working right now, but it does show a lot of potential. Again, you need your DLDI support, and ROMs are illegal, ROMs are unlawful, stealing is bad, blah blah blah. Now, there is some glitching and there are some problems with the layers, and it's still in beta, but it works. I mean, I guess it's playable for the most part. It's still missing a lot of support for DSP chips and other coprocessors such as the Super FX and Super FX 2, but it works. No homebrew segment would be complete without some kind of homebrew game itself, and the Nintendo DS is no different from anything else. Here's a game called Amplitude DS. It's a clone of the game called Amplitude, which is a mix of Dance Dance Revolution and kind of like a tracker program. So you can actually remix tracks as you play the game for points and combos. Now it's gonna be very difficult for me to play in this position, but I'm gonna try. There is so much stuff for Nintendo DS Homebrew that's completely impossible to mention even a cunt hair of it. This is just one of the games. This game is completely 3D and completely done for free. I suck. Well, anyway, this is me being very horrible at this game. It's completely done in 3D. It's got some really awesome remixed audio tracks of your favorite game music, and then some. They also have things like Duke Nukem. I think they've ported some of the earlier Quake games. They've created the coding competition homebrew games. They have painting programs. They have organizer programs. They have platformers, they've got shooters, they've got first-person shooters, they've got side-scrollers, they've got action-adventure. There is so much homebrew out there that it'll take... It took me 2 weeks just to cover just this little bit I showed in this segment. So I would highly suggest get a couple of buddies on IRC or on forums or such. Start talking about what is awesome, what is not so awesome, what's tolerable, what's horrible, and what's workable. So this is the end of the segment. Hit me up on IRC or check out the show notes. I'll try to put some links and crap of the such. But anyway, you know, stealing ROMs is bad. Please don't do it.